live from the campus of Missouri State University, this is Ozarks News Brief at 4 p.m.
Welcome to Ozarks News Brief at 4. I'm Allison Dirks. Last night in Lebanon, Missouri, a come-and-go store clerk was kidnapped at knife point. The female clerk was then ordered to drive the suspect's car to a residence where he sexually assaulted her. She was able to flee to another residence where she contacted the authorities. Lebanon police had already been alerted by customers at the come-and-go that there was no clerk present. The suspect was taken into police custody this morning. A measure that would allow businesses to turn away gay and lesbian customers in the name of religious freedom is now a law in Indiana. Supporters say the law protects businesses, but opponents say it discriminates against gays and lesbians and could hurt the state tourism and business. In the developing story of a passenger plane that went down over the French Alps on Tuesday, killing 150 people, French authorities have identified co-pilot Andreas Lubitz as purposefully crashing the plane. The first 20 minutes of the flight was described as normal until the captain asked Lubitz to take over while he stepped out of the cockpit. Lubitz then locked all the doors and began a descent by manipulating the altitude controls. The cockpit voice recorder captured the final moments of the 150 people aboard, including the captain's pleas for him to stop. The decision to charge Sergeant Bo Bergdahl with desertion has some questioning circumstances of his release from the Taliban captivity. Speaking on NBC's Today Show, former Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney says that he would not have swapped Bergdahl for 5 Taliban fighters. Romney says the Taliban prisoners were threats. He also criticized President Obama for not consulting Congress before the prisoner swap. There are also reports that one of the 5 freed Taliban fighters is back on the battlefield. Straight ahead on Ozarks News Brief at 4 p.m., we will take a look at the upcoming forecast. Even later, we will take a look at recent roster changes to the Missouri State men's basketball team. Welcome back to Ozarks News Brief at 4 p.m. After recovering from the big thunderstorm yesterday evening, we all woke up to clear skies. Luckily, we will have more bright days ahead. Now let's take a look at our current conditions. Currently, it is 51 degrees outside with a clear sky, and it should remain this way for the rest of the evening. Later on, we will be cooling off just a bit, but the sky should remain clear throughout the evening. Tomorrow, temperatures will reach a high of 50 degrees and a low of 34. Skies are expected to be slightly cloudy, but it should be a beautiful day. Throughout the week, it will be warming up with temperatures making it to the 70s by the end of the week, so it looks like we may be finally getting away from this cold winter weather. Straight ahead in sports, we'll take a quick look into the NCAA Men's Swimming and Diving Championships, and we will see how Walgreens is changing its greeting. Stay tuned. This is Ozarks News Brief at 4 p.m. NCAA Men's Swimming and Diving Championships began at 11 this morning. Paul Lee and Uvis Collins each qualified in swimming, with Garrett Nevels being the lone diver on the team also qualifying. In the 200 individual medley prelims, Paul Lee was disqualified for an illegal dolphin kick during the breaststroke leg, according to the live stat results on HawkeyeSports.com. Collins placed 23rd in that same event. Nevels is currently competing in the 1-meter diving preliminary round. All events can be followed on MSU's Swimming and Diving Twitter page at MoStateSwim. The Missouri State men's basketball team will be welcoming some new additions next season, but will also be saying goodbye to a current player, as head coach Paul Lusk has confirmed that junior forward Gavin Thurman intends to transfer the following spring semester. The Cricket World Cup certainly has its critics. 6 weeks is a long time to be invested in a tournament which has featured so many mismatches. But in the end, perhaps it has been worth the wait. Thursday's semifinal in Sydney features 2 of the game's heavyweights. Australia and India have always been tough competition, and they sure love getting under each other's skin too. Don't expect to be told to be well the next time you leave Walgreens. The pharmacy store says it's dropped the greetings cashiers use to thank customers when checking out. Walgreens says Be Well has simply run its course. A spokesman says that the company will unveil a new set of guidelines for greeting customers soon. That's going to do it for this edition of Ozarks News Brief at 4 p.m. I'm Allison Dirks. Thanks for joining us.